Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Iceberg video, and today this is going to be part 2 of how the world will end. As the name implies, this iceberg is about ways that the world can end, and also, just before the video starts, thank you because I just reached 1k subscribers, so thank you so much for that. That was very cool waking up to. And also I have some extra information from the last video that was given to me by the person who actually made the iceberg, which is very cool to see the creator actually watch one of my videos. And it was just some extra information, so if you want to pause the video and read it all, then you can. This is just sort of adding on to what I said in the video, where I got a few bits wrong. Okay, so starting off on tier 4, first we have the moon leaving its orbit. And when I first read this, I didn't really think much of it, because the moon is one of them things where I don't think people actually realize like how important it is. Like when I was reading about it, I was like, wow, can that really happen? But basically, it is the pull of the moon's gravity on the Earth that holds our planet in place. Without the moon stabilizing our tilt, it's possible that the Earth's tilt could vary wildly. It would move from no tilt, which means no seasons, to large tilt, which means extreme weather and even ice ages. So, Moon, if you're watching this, please don't leave orbit. Next, we have Ragnarok, and you probably recognize this because of that 1-4 film, but it actually means something. And basically, it is a series of events, including a great battle foretold to lead the death of a number of great figures. And after these events, the world will resurface anew and fertile, basically the world starting over, which was pretty cool to read about, because it's sort of like, Adam and Eve, but like a different, what would you call it? Mythology. It's like a different mythology. Next we have cyborg assimilation, and I'm pretty sure that this means either all the humans in the world being turned to cyborgs and everything just goes wrong, or it either means that they just take over, as in become self-aware and, you know, just kill everyone. It's like that one, I think you would call it a paradox. Basically, it's the fear of creating an all-knowing AI, in that if you don't create it, the AI will kill you for not creating it. But if no one creates it, then we won't have that problem. That's like if you've ever heard that, that's like a cool thing to read into. Next we have environmental toxins, and there are many sources of environmental toxicity that can lead to the presence of toxins in our food, water and air. So basically, food, bad, water, bad, and yes, this can have very harmful effects on not just us, but all the living organisms, which could definitely bring an end to the world. And next we have one which I couldn't find any information for, and it's Nameless Star. All I could find was Kingdom Hearts wiki pages when I was looking this up, so please help me on this one. And next we have the La Palma Mega Tsunami, and this one was very scary to read about. So what effects would this have? Basically, the western flank of the Clumbre Vija volcano would slide down westwards into the Atlantic Ocean. There would be very strong earthquakes across La Palma while the flank was skidding. As the flank skid into the sea, it would create a very large wave called a mega tsunami. And this would reach the UK, I read. So, Jesus Christ. Next we have the Salvatore-magnetic pulse, and I don't know if I could find much on this, but I'm pretty sure that it might be recurring to basically just like a massive EMP. I'm gonna go with that. So yeah, I'm not quite sure on that, so if you could let me know, because when I was looking it up, it just came up with like what an EMP is, so slightly confusing. Maybe that's right, maybe it's not, I don't know. Next we have the magnet shield shift, and basically I'm pretty sure this is going on about things like the plates, and things such as if multiple magnetic fields would fight each other, which could weaken Earth's protective magnetic field up to 90% during a polar flip. And this is what harms us from things such as space radiation, which can damage cells, cause cancer, and fry electronic circuits and electrical grids. Next we have solidifying core, and this is on about if the Earth's core solidified. And basically what would happen is the magnetic field would shut down and the atmosphere would no longer be protected from cosmic radiation and solar wind. And this could eventually cause Earth to actually lose its atmosphere. And lastly, for tier 4, we have mass insanity. Everyone just goes crazy. Yeah, that's it. And the next one isn't much different, to be honest. This one is mass suicide. And this basically, it's what it implies, if you're wondering what it means. And this reminded me of Suicide Club, that film, which I watched for the disturbing movie Iceberg, which was better than I expected. I really enjoyed that film. And if you're expecting a part two will probably be like, what, a month and a half maximum, I would say. Mainly because I've said this on Twitter, but if you don't follow me there, link in description. Basically, I had my like end of year project due in, so I couldn't watch as many as I want. But I'm back on the grind now. I think I have 30 to go. So if I watch one or two a day, yeah, month and a half max. So keep an eye out. Anyway, back on to this one. Next we have demographic meltdown, and the demographic meltdown, as generated by South Koreans, basically means to like ruffle the scope, magnitude, and duration of family relationships, which I don't really understand, but I think what it's implying is just like killing people off early, or I don't really understand it. Anyway, it's really, really weird. And to understand this completely, I'm definitely going to have to look more into it. Next, we have global dimming, and this is the reduction in the amount of global direct irradiance at the Earth's surface. Not gonna pretend like I know all these science words, I'm just like reading it. This is like one of the very few, which even though I do a lot of research on, I still don't really understand it. Again, science was never my subject in school, so not gonna lie and say it was. Next, we have assimilation with aliens, and this is basically where aliens just invade and take over. I'm pretty sure, slaves. I would like to think that if aliens come to Earth, they will be nice, but they probably won't be. Anyway, next we have an object from the Kuiper belt, and there are bits of rock and ice, comets, and dwarf planets in the Kuiper belt. Besides Pluto and a bunch of comets, other interesting Kuiper belt objects are Eris, Mamake, and Huema. They are dwarf planets like Pluto, and I'm assuming that it means if one of them just like flies into Earth and just blows us up, but that could be wrong, so let me know. Next we have anti-natalism, and this is the ethical view of negative values coming into existence and procreation. Basically, no babies. Like they tried to do in Attack on Titan. Has that been animated yet? If it hasn't, I'm sorry if you haven't read the manga. That's just what it reminded me of. Next, we have the moon gets destroyed. And if the moon exploded, the night sky would change. We would see more stars in the sky, but we would also see more meteors and experience more meteorites. The position of the Earth in space would change, and temperatures and seasons would dramatically alter. So again, moon, if you're watching this, please don't explode or drift away. Next, we have Aum Shinrikyo. Not sure if I'm saying that right. Anyway, it's a Japanese doomsday cult and a terrorist organization founded by Shoko Asahara in 1984. It carried out the deadly Tokyo subway sarin attack in 1995 and was found to have been responsible for the Matsumo sarin attack the previous year. And because I'm pretty sure, I'm no expert on this, but it seems that they're like off the radar, as in haven't done anything for a long time, so maybe they're building an empire of babies or something, I don't know, and they're gonna take over the world. Next we have a hypercane, and a hypercane is a hypothetical class of extreme tropical cyclone that could form if sea surface temperatures reached approximately 50 degrees, which is 15 degrees warmer than the warmest ocean temperature ever recorded. And this photo on screen is showing like what it could do to America, and I'm not sure if anyone knows this because it's kind of a meme that American people don't know anything like about Europe, but the UK is absolutely like minuscule compared to the USA. Here's a picture of the UK next to America, and England is literally like not even all of that. So very very tiny, and sometimes I forget it too how small England actually is. Next we have Earth changes. And I'm pretty sure this is going on about things such as the tectonic plates drift, the crust quakes, and volcanic eruptions. It would make sense because that comes under like the Earth changing thing. So basically, I think it's just on about something like a a natural disaster that was like unstoppable or something like that. And moving on to tier 6, first we have a kinetic orbital strike. And the US forces rods from God could hit us with the force of a nuclear weapon with no fallout. I'm pretty sure that it uses like the Earth's gravitational field or something like that to just pull like magnetic rods towards the Earth at like a really, really high speed. So yeah, that could happen. Next we have genetically modified crops, and these are bad because of like the food chain and things. It could like collapse because they're not actually real crops, plastic crops. Next we have the Y chromosome extinction. And losing the Y chromosome does not mean losing the male. Instead, it means that it would most likely mean that another gene would take over the job as the main determinant of a sex. So, this one isn't exactly possible, but if it did happen, that would still be very bad. Because then you would have them, what are they, like the bone marrow babies. Remember that? Remember? Anyone else remember that whole thing? Like a while back when people were like, oh yeah, women don't need men to reproduce. Yeah, that was stupid. Next we have Heaven's Gate, and Heaven's Gate probably like the most popular cult in history. And I'm pretty sure it's referring to the same as the other cult, whereas it's saying things such as like they take over again. However, I'm pretty sure I'm not an expert on it, but didn't they all kill themselves? Wasn't it like a mass suicide, that cult? But could definitely happen with something similar like that, 100%. Next we have Cthulhu Armageddon, and I'm pretty sure this just means the end of time with Cthulhu, who is the massive like squid man. He's pretty scary, to be honest. Now we have giant molecular clouds, and these are vast cosmic objects composed primarily of hydrogen molecules and helium atoms. These clouds can contain mass more than 1,000,000 suns and stretch across hundreds of light years. Again, I'm pretty sure this is referring to if Earth came in contact with them, and then we just exploded. That's pretty much all of these. We just explode. Next we have backed up polar caps, blacked up polar caps. Not sure what this means, to be honest, so please let me know. Does it have something to do with them like melting? I did some like research. I couldn't really find anything that like was a definitive answer, so help me with this one. Next we have Galaxy 710. I think it's said, and basically it's an orange 0.6 m star in the constellation Serpens Cauda. It is projected to pass near the Sun in a time frame within the parameters of current models which cover the next 15 million years. So I don't think we will need to worry about this, but it's gonna happen according to the science men. And next we have blood moon prophecies, and I'm pretty sure that this is just things such as like religions where they prophesize that there's gonna be, I think it's 6 consecutive blood moons Jewish believe in off the top of my head or something like that. But when I hear Blood Moon, the only thing I can think about is Bloodborne. So yeah, Bloodborne, very good game. Play it if you haven't played it. And just like that, that is this video done. Now, we only have one video left for the creature iceberg, one video left for this iceberg, and basically one video left on the disturbing movie iceberg. Because I'm doing another like 3 or 4 tiers on it. So yeah, the last 2 tiers, the worst ones in my opinion, 7 and 8. I'm probably not gonna watch every single one because a lot of them are just 4-hour mixtapes. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like and subscribe because I'm past 1k now, so that doesn't mean stop subscribing. Please keep subscribing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Stay spooky.